August is so thirsty to be in this video. Say hi, booty.
Hi.
I mean, let's just get into it. I need the remote. Give me the remote.
Having said that, I think we have to do what we think puts the organism.
So like I said, I cannot make this up. This is a real life crazy story, and I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, so let me give you some background. First off, this is definitely a story time about me and Dewan thinking our neighbor was dead. This is real, and I'm not making this up. This is straight facts. So here's the background story. There was this older lady that lived downstairs from us in our first apartment that we lived in when August was just a tiny baby. She was probably like in her 70s, maybe 60s or 70s. She just looked really, really old. She always had on a coat, a scarf, and a hat. And I'm talking about in the middle of the summertime. This is how she dressed. She always had on this hat, sweater, and scarf. And I'm like, you know, older people, from just working with older people and stuff, like, I know sometimes they are genuinely cold even when it's super duper hot outside. So I never really paid it no mind. I'm just like, you know, there she is. Hey, how you doing? And then, like, as time kind of went on, we noticed that she was changing. Like, she kind of seemed like she was confused a lot. She would say weird things. She would ramble a lot. You know, she didn't really seem to be, you know, connecting with real time anymore. Like, it just seemed like she was always in her own world mentally or whatever. And we always noticed that there was nobody that ever went to visit her. She didn't have, like, friends or family. Mind you, this over some time, I want to say 3 or 4 months in, you know, we just kind of realized that nobody ever came to visit the lady. She's kind of like a lonely old lady who really just walked around the, like, little complex. She walked around the swimming pool. She would just walk around and just kind of speak every now and then. Okay, fast forward. One night, me and Dewan was sitting on the couch watching a movie, and we heard somebody put the key in the door, like, trying to open the door. And we was like, what the hell? What is that? And, like, he was like, so his first instinct was to run back and get his gun, because he does have a gun license. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, we're definitely not about to shoot anybody. Like, let's just figure out what's going on. So I look out the peephole, and it's the little old lady, because I can see the top of her, like, little scully, like, hat or whatever. And so I open the door, and I'm like, babe, it's just the little old lady from downstairs. And he was like, why is she trying to get into our house? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's open the door and find out. I doubt that she's gonna hurt us or anything like that. So we open the door, and I'm like, hey, how are you? Like, is everything okay? Like, you know, can I help you with anything? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought this was my house. You know, where do I live? And I'm like, oh, you live downstairs or whatever. Like, you live, like, beneath us. So you got to go downstairs and kind of, you know, go around the stairs, and then that's where you stay. And she's like, okay, I'm so sorry. I thought this was my apartment, yada, yada, yada. So the lady across the hall actually was another older lady that had lived there for some years. So she kind of knew her, and she was familiar with her. And she was just saying how, you know, that was kind of strange. Like, after she went downstairs, and I'm like, has she ever done that before? And she's like, no, that's something new. You know, I think that she may have early stages of dementia. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, because that was very strange. You know, she really genuinely was trying to get into our apartment thinking it was hers. And so she's like, yeah, I've noticed that, you know, she's been going through a lot of changes. Something is not right with her. And so I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll keep a lookout. You know, and just being raised by my grandparents, I just cared. I'm like, I'll keep a lookout for her. So anyway, let's fast forward even some more. I want to say maybe like a month or 2 after that incident, we noticed that we didn't see her at all. Like, we didn't see her at all. Normally, sometimes, like, it was like she was so, I I don't want to say bored or lonely, but she was so lonely. Sometimes she would leave her door open just to say hi to the people that was walking through the hallway. Like, she had nothing else to do. She would just leave her door open. So we've noticed, like, we didn't see her at all. We didn't see her door open. We didn't see her walking around the complex. And we didn't see her walking around the swimming pool. Like, where is this little old lady? And honestly, we didn't even know her name. I feel so bad for, like, not getting to know her name. But we didn't even know what her name was. So, so I bring it to Dewan's attention. I'm like, babe, where is that little old lady at? She's always around. I haven't seen her in a few, like, I want to say a few weeks, almost a month. And he was like, yeah, that's true. He was like, I wonder what happened to her or whatever, right? So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should stop down by her apartment or whatever just to see if I, like, you know, can hear her or just find something out. And so so I don't think I went down there like that day, but I eventually went to pass her apartment, and her air conditioner was on blast. Like, it was just running. And I'm like, her air conditioner's on. Like, this lady will wear a scully, a sweater, and a scarf in 90-degree weather. Like, why would she be sitting in her apartment with the air on, right? So I told Dewan, I'm like, babe, I don't know, something feel real crazy. Like, this lady all of a sudden is sitting in her apartment with her air conditioner blasting. And he was like, yeah, that is kind of weird. He was like, so what you think? I'm like, I don't know. I'll give it a little bit of time before I start, you know, coming to conclusions. Because I'm quick to do that. I tell you a whole, don't get me started. August, I'm watching you. Say, what are you doing? So, yeah, so, okay, so I want to say like a week or two passed, and we still haven't seen her, and her air conditioner is still blasting. It never turns off. It's just running, right? So I'm like, we need to call the leasing office. We need to figure out what's going on. I mean, she would never be gone this long, 2 months. Her air conditioner is running nonstop. Like, where did she just go? Like, where is this lady at or whatever? And so we called the leasing office, and I'm like, hey, you know, I just wanted to check on one of my neighbors. She's an older woman. You know, I told them about the incident where she tried to, you know, open our door because she was confused. I'm like, so I just want somebody to go check on her, you know, to see if anything is up or going on. And they were like, okay, we'll check on her. We'll see, you know, what's going on. I never heard anything from the leasing office, or they never got back to me. So I want to say about 3 or 4 days passed after that, and I'm just really nervous at this point. I'm like, man, this lady could be down there dead, and well, nobody even know. Nobody's checking on her. She don't have no family. She don't have no friends. She don't have nobody. Like, that would be awful to just be in your apartment just dying by yourself. Like, that would be horrible. So Dewan, one night we had so the way, don't do that. So the way that our parking garage is, I just August, how you just gonna pop in the middle of my video like that? Wasn't you about to just pop your head in the middle of the video?
I'm not.
Okay. So the way our parking garages were, we parked in the back, but our back was her front patio. So if she was standing in her apartment, she could see us always pulling into the parking garage, basically. So one night, Dewan saw a light on in her apartment, and he was like, babe, there's a light on in there. Now, I don't know if there's a light always been on or what, because I never really, you know, wanted to be so much into what's going on where I'm looking through her windows or anything like that. But we noticed that there was a light on that particular night. So he was like, man, I'm about to just go see. I'm about to just look through her, see if I could see anything, because that's crazy how this lady just disappeared, right? So I'm like, babe, don't go over there. Don't look in the window. He like, no, man, she really might be dead. I'm thinking she dead too. This is what he's saying, right? So I'm like, all right. Now, I'm getting August out the car. August is a tiny baby in her car seat. I'm getting her out the car, right? Dewan like, babe, I swear to God, it's a body on the floor. Yo, I cannot make this up. He's like, babe, it's a body on the floor, right? It's a body rolled up. It looked like it's a body rolled up in the carpet or something. I'm like, it's a body rolled up. And he was like, no, I'm serious. It looked like there's a body on the floor. Come look at this, right? So I'm all like anxious now. I'm like, oh my God, this couldn't be right. Like, there's no way this lady is dead, rolled up in a carpet in the middle of her living room floor. So I go to the window, and it's like just a little tiny slit, kind of like that thing where you gotta kind of like close one eye and kind of like peek through to kind of see something. So as I'm doing that, and I'm like, dude, that really do look like a body rolled up in the carpet. Like, I'm not gonna even hold you up. So anyway, so I'm looking and I'm like, dude, that definitely looks like, you know, a dead body. I'm not going to even hold you up. I mean, at this point, we don't know what's going on. The leasing office hasn't got back to us. We haven't seen her. You know, there's been no commotion, no nothing. So I'm like, that's probably her. I'm just going to be all the way 100. That's probably this lady rolled up dead. I don't know what happened to her, but the AC been blasting. It's probably been keeping her body cold, so can't nobody smell it. Like, I mean, what else could possibly have happened to this woman, right? So the next day, I called, the one gonna text me and say, talk about the flies in the apartment. Can y'all see this? Yo, yeah, there was flies. Okay, so before we got to that moment, I think what made Dewan initially look is because we were getting flies through our vent in the bathroom. And he like, babe, man, this is crazy. There's flies coming up through the vent. And I'm like, dude, we gotta be tripping. Like, this cannot be realistically happen. Like, we have to just really be tripping. Our mind gotta be playing tricks on us because we just think something happened to her. There's no way flies are flying up through our vent. But in all honesty, y'all, how can we both be tripping like this? Like, there was flies flying up through the vent. So back to where we was at. That's what initiated him to look through her window, because he really thought, I mean, we really saw flies, and at this point he's like, she's definitely dead at this point. So the next day, I called 911. Because I'm like, look, ain't nobody else going to look for this lady or try to help figure out what's going on. I'm going to figure it out. Because if this was my grandmother or my grandfather, God rest their souls, if this was one of them laid up in an apartment, I would want somebody to check on them and make sure that they was okay. So I called 911, right? Dewan standing right next to me because he's pretty worked up himself. We both come to the conclusion that this lady is dead, right? No! So we call 911. The police get there. They taking my report. The fire department get there. And I'm like, look, y'all, we've given it, it's been a couple of months now. We have not seen our neighbor. And the one police officer was like, no, you're fine. Because I was getting nervous. Like, maybe we are doing too much. But he's like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. She's an older woman. You haven't seen her. There's nothing wrong with calling to make sure she's okay. Because something could be seriously wrong. Stop, August. So they're knocking on her door. They're trying to look through the window to see what we see. They saw the little thing, the carpet rolled up just like we did, right? So I'm like, what do y'all think that is? And they were like, I don't know. We're gonna have to break the door in, you know, to see what that is. We can't just make assumptions from looking through the window. So we were right. There was something rolled up and it looked very suspicious or whatever. So they're like trying to, I don't even know. So they ended up kicking the door in, and when they got in there, you know, me and Dewan was standing in the hallway, and I initially was like, I'm definitely not going in there. I don't want to see no dead body if it's in there. And then I'm waiting for a smell to hit me or something, like, oh my God, because I'm really, y'all, at this point, I'm like, this lady is definitely in here dead. So, when they go in there, they come out, and they just got this. Okay, so when they get in there, they come back out in the hallway as if nothing happened. Me and Dewan looking at each other like, okay, so is she dead? Is that a body? And they're like, no, she's not in there. We looked everywhere. There's no body. It's just a carpet. So when they said that, we both walked into the apartment to see it for ourselves, and it was nothing there. There was no body. There was nothing. It was just a rolled up carpet. But they turned the air conditioner off because her air conditioner, it was freezing in there, and her air conditioner was blasting for months, y'all. Like, I'm not making this up. This woman's air conditioner was blasting for months, right? So they ended up calling emergency maintenance when they kicked the door in, because they needed to make a report that it was them that kicked the door in, and that they were gonna have to replace her door because nobody can give them a reason of why this woman just disappeared. So they had to kick her door in. So to sum everything up, I ended up getting back in touch with Lisa, and they ended up finding out that this lady had, somebody admitted her into a nursing home and didn't make a report of it. Right, babe? She ended up going to a nursing home or something like that, and they didn't know at the time where she was, so there was no way to prevent all of these events from happening. You know, being concerned, we genuinely was concerned about this lady. We really thought she was dead. So, you know, everything kind of just, our brains started getting the best of us, and we started trying to figure out what happened. We ended up calling the police. The fire trucks came, doors got kicked in. Lord have mercy. I'm just glad that lady went in that apartment dead. I don't think I would have ever been the same. To think that I would have been upstairs from a dead body for 2 months, oh hell no. There is no way I would have ever been the same. Jesus knew. He knew not to. I ain't nobody got time for that. So anyway, in celebration of Halloween, I wanted to tell y'all this crazy story time about when me and DeJuan thought our neighbor was dead, rolled up in a carpet, and in order to keep the smell down, her air conditioner was blowing for 2 months straight. Yo, I cannot make this stuff up. That is so absolutely ridiculous. I'm just happy that she ended up being okay, and she was at a nursing home. So that's that, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this crazy random story time. But I've been watching stories on YouTube because of Halloween, and I'm like, I'm inspired. Let me share. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. I literally jumped up 100 subscribers over the weekend. In 2 days, I already climbed to 100+ subscribers. That is so amazing. So if you are new to my page, welcome and thank you. And I plan on making this thing worth y'all subscribe. So see y'all later. Peace out.